First time driving the M5.
I'll tell you guys what, man, it feels good to go from that 528 that was causing me all those issues to driving a 6-speed manual V8 M3. No sunroof because we got the carbon top. You know how we do. What's going on, y'all? It's Posted from the Beemer Fam. Today we're going to get into a little bit of a conversation piece and discuss why I think buying a 2011 328 really changed my perspective on cars. It kind of started my trajectory in the car scene and how I view cars now. I didn't always have the same passion for cars the same way that I do at this moment. That being said, I've always loved cars, but I never had a car up until this 328 that I really saw as kind of a enthusiast car. Make sure you guys hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure you hit that notification bell so y'all know when I drop a video. To give some of you guys who don't already know some background, my first car that I got it in high school from my dad as a hand-me-down. It was a 1998 E39 528 black with the sport pack rims from the 540. I loved that car. It treated me really well, especially in high school. A lot of people liked that car. It was a classic car. I really enjoyed and really loved that car, especially in high school. It was really nice having a big body whip that you could just take to Little Caesars or wherever for lunch and not really worry about space, and everybody can have a spot. That being said, towards the end of high school, the car started getting a little bit unreliable. Had to replace basically all the hoses, all the belts. My radiator blew. So towards the end of high school and a little bit after high school, the car started going from being a fun get around and go see your friend kind of car to a car that I constantly had to keep up maintenance with. At the time, I was making a little bit of money. I was working part-time in high school, but it was just enough money really to cover repair costs on this car and pay insurance and gas. After that, I wasn't really saving any money. In my mind, I had to really start thinking about, is this something sustainable? Is this something that I can keep paying for? Mind you, at this point, I've already gone through about 3 different tires, aside from maintenance due to the terrible roads we have in Michigan, blowing them out on potholes. I had leaks in my rim seals because my rims were slightly bent from the potholes. Dad. So every time I come out to the car in the morning, especially if it was a colder morning, my car would look like it's sitting on run flats, and I would have to spend half an hour, 45 minutes before going anywhere just by running the tire compressor and inflating the different tires. So it started becoming a real headache to maintain this car. So every time I walked out to the car, it started becoming less of the feeling of, yeah, let me go whip this bad boy, to what is it going to be this time? Is it going to be low tires? Is it going to be Christmas tree on the instrument cluster? You know, I'm just at this point starting to expect things to be worse than the fun I'm going to have in the car. So a little time progresses. I got the car as a sophomore in high school, and I had it through the end of college, which is about 7 years or so. On campus, the car wasn't getting much action. Everything is accessible by walking or by bus on Michigan's campus. It only takes about 15 minutes or so to get any which way there, so it really didn't make sense to be driving the car around a lot. I mostly drove the car around to go to my mom's house and my dad's house on the weekends, or during the week if I need to go grab something or do laundry. And not using it also really goes back to that maintenance part of it. At this point, I'd already put in about $3+ grand worth of my own money into the car, and I wasn't making much money at the time. In college, I was working part-time, 20 hours a week, going to school full-time, between 16 to 18 hours every semester. So I had a lot of things to be stressed out about, and I was not trying to have the maintenance on this car be one of the things I deal with on a daily basis. Towards the end of college and senior year, I found that the University of Michigan and BMW had a partner program to help students and graduates get into BMWs easier, help their financing rates. I don't know, maybe they have this program for other universities as well, but this is just what I'm coming from. So when I heard about this program, I thought this was a perfect opportunity to pass this car down that is in great condition, just needs some TLC, and find myself something newer that I don't have to really think about, that's reliable, and really get on my feet and start hustling. So I graduated in May. Then I started taking a look around and seeing what the options were for cars. Went up to Earhart, BMW, and spoke with our salesman that we've been dealing with for years up there, and he had some good deals lined up. So took a look around. I had a few options, but really what caught my eye was this 2011 all black 328 X-Drive. At this point, I was coming from the 1998 E39 528, and I still wanted something four-door, maybe something a little smaller, but definitely wanted all black. One of the joints I was looking at didn't have the sunroof. That was a no-go. I had to have the sunroof. So the one option I was looking at was a little more pricey, but it had everything I was looking for. It did not have the iDrive, but it had a sunroof, and it was clean. It was like 35,000 miles. Done. I wanted that car. The good people at Earhart BMW made my dream come true, and that day I bought my first car ever, a 2011 328 X-Drive. I was ecstatic. I was like, man, you know what? I'm in here. At this point, it's 2014. This car is only 3 years old. I'm like, yo, this is what's up. I'm in a newer whip. It feels great. I don't have to worry about maintenance like that. You know, it's still got the warranty. So if anything do go wrong, I can take it right back into this mug and they're going to hook it up. I don't got to come out of pocket like I was bleeding out before. And I can really focus on finding a full-time gig and get my feet up under me. And that's exactly what it allowed me to do. Thank goodness. I had that car for 2.5 years, and I didn't have one maintenance issue on it at all. I actually had a couple different full-time gigs with this car, so it really allowed me to stretch my wings and have a reliable transportation, have a peace of mind, you know, while I got to grinding. One other thing this car allowed me to do other than grind was to get back into being a real car enthusiast. Because prior to this car, that kind of had gotten sucked out of me with the 528. Paying all the maintenance and worrying about every time I got in the car, really cars was the least thing from my mind in putting any money into. With the 328 being more reliable and not having to worry about maintenance and stuff, over time I wanted to do little things here and there, and it got me back into the swing of really taking care, maybe not so much taking care of the car, but really appreciating and putting in the love and effort in creating something of my own. So part of the thing with the 528 was it always kind of felt like a family car since it was in my family for so long. It always kind of felt like my dad's car. Didn't really ever feel like mine. But with the 328, I kind of took it on myself over time to create it and make something new, make it my own. So of course, you know, I did the tint all the way around. I put a little sporty lip off the back, nothing too crazy, nothing like a big spoiler, nothing like that. Just a little lip off the back to give it some touch. What else did I end up doing? I put a little rear window spoiler up top, black one as well. I put the black front splitters on, kind of more aggressive style, not like no M splitters, but I put a little, you know, give it some little flair on it. And I also made the grill black too. Oh man, I almost forgot the best modification of all. I changed out the 17-inch alloy stock rims to black 19-inch competition pack style rims like on this M3. But those rims are actually a lot cleaner than the ones I have on this car, because those I bought brand new off online, and these came with the car, so they're a little beat up. But I made that 328 into something new, something different, something mine. You know, just a completely my own take on the car. And it really got me back to feeling good about having a car that runs reliably and something that I made my own, did my own aesthetics on. Got a lot of compliments from the car community about that car. People are saying I made it look really nice. It doesn't look like a fake M, blah, blah, blah. So that started my enthusiasm back up a little bit. Also, this is when I started putting pictures of it on Instagram. So I started an Instagram for the car and got my eye together for taking pictures, making some videos and things like that on cars. So really, you could say buying a 328 changed my life, to be honest with you. Like I said, I had that 328 for 2.5 years. Got a lot of love with it. Took it to a lot of places. That 328 was really nice for me overall, but what it was really best for was my mentality, and it really seeped into my mentality for getting this car. But I'll save that for the next video. I guess the moral of the story is, don't ever think something is too far out of reach. Don't think something is too far beyond your means. Keep working diligently, work your ass off, and make it happen. Because the longer you work towards that goal and keep that goal in mind, the more realistic it's going to become. That doesn't mean that you're going to be able to check the goal right off your list in a month or in 3 months. It might take time. Good things take time. It might take a year. It might take 2 years. It might take 5 years. But as long as it's something that you hold in your heart, it's something that you are willing to put in the time and the effort and the sacrifice for, you can make it happen. And that goes for anything, not just cars. That being said, man, keep y'all head up. Keep working hard. Keep putting in that work. Hope y'all use this as motivation. I will talk more about the M3 in the next video on how that changed me, how this car got me into that car, and the whole nine. A lot of you guys know the E92 M3 was my dream car, and now I have it. So use this as motivation. Use this as fuel for the fire. Work a little bit harder this week. Work a little bit harder this month. You know, keep putting in that time and that effort, and good things will pay off, I'm telling you. If this is something you need to hear today, drop a thumb up for your boy, and share this mug out to your friends and family who might need to hear something like this. Some uplifting, motivating, you know, for their spirits. I'm going to continue to give you guys my story. I didn't come from too much, real humble background, but definitely want to give you guys these examples of if you work hard, you keep your heart in it, you keep your mind on the grind, then you can fulfill anything that you put your mind to. That being said, love you guys. Peace.